Let's start because we got everybody. Okay, so basically, you know what I've told you, or part of what I've told you, I suppose. The world has opened up. You have heard of the invitation to get on this boat, and oh fuck, I didn't name the boat. The boat is called the Enterprise. I'll come up with the actual name, but yeah. Bad.
I'm gonna think you keep Enterprise.
Well, I'm not. That's gross, and I'll wait until we get a real name.
Plagiarism.
Yeah, right.
I mean, is that
you want to get sued? It's called the Shinnin.
It's called I was just gonna say that it's called the Benentize. Outside world has started to open up to you, and you are aware that there are some opportunities to explore with outside of your island chain. So you have heard that if you travel to Nebaski, there will be a ship there in 3 days that will take you to, you can join in the Adventure Alliance and explore out into the world. You basically see a Craigslist, wanna come be here on Tuesday at 2 o'clock for tryouts to explore the world. But for whatever motivation, whatever reasons, you guys decide to try your hand, hopefully, at getting a spot on this ship and then traveling out. So that's where we're beginning. So yeah, go ahead, describe your characters. If you want to start it out introducing yourselves to each other, then Bazingas, you're in a courtyard. You guys have decided to come and try out. So you guys have traveled from wherever you're from to Nebaski, to where the tryouts are held. You're in a courtyard outside of a big arena. This is a pre-existing arena. They did not build it for this. It is for a local sport, or maybe an island-wide sport called Hangul. Another keyboard smash coming up with fantasy words. So they're repurposing this arena for the tryouts. You guys get there and kind of filter into the courtyard and introduce yourselves. And then other people might introduce themselves to you, and then things might happen. And there might be a seagull coming too.
Which you'll see kind of like walking up. Obviously, kind of fish out of water, no pun intended.
There.
I don't believe it.
White Aarakocra.
Racist.
You got the orange nose.
What's your dude's name, Chris?
Steven.
Steven's
my name. You got your, handkerchief, red handkerchief.
It's called a bindle. Yeah, I know about the Hello Life. Don't think I don't watch fucking hours and videos about living like a hoe-too.
He's a doctor. He knows how to hop trains.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Even the females figured it out, Chris.
He hops doctor trains.
He's got that over his shoulder, the stick. He's just kind of like walking through, just kind of with a purpose. Like he's, beelining kind of the ship, the dock area. If there's a line forming, that's where he's headed. Kind of one thing that you'll notice right away.
Sweet abs.
Sweet abs. He's got the abs going. He's got the wings.
And he has wings and arms, right?
Wings and arms, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have both. I guess angel-like, where the wings are kind of always tucked behind, But he's also kind of like walks with a limp, and then you would notice that, he's only got one leg, and he does have a big leg, which mechanics-wise, that is a magical item, which actually isn't magical and doesn't do anything, but it is a prosthetic limb that he has built. So, he's got a little bit of a limp, but it works well enough.
You can fly.
Exactly. I was like, man, you can fly. It's fine.
Exactly. You don't need the legs.
What you doing walking around anyway? Okay.
Well, I mean, the humans and the elves and all the light are walking, so he's trying to fit in. He hasn't got time to mess around. So if it says get here then, he's only been on this earth for 8 years.
And he's only going to be here for 8 more years?
Exactly. Like, he hasn't got time for that. So also that's partially why he fishes the way he does.
They live to 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know my character probably won't know that, but
that's just the thing. It's like, oh, if I'm going to go adventuring,
yeah,
I'm
right. Like,
now.
I'm gonna get into it because they mature at like 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, time to go.
He's already had some experience.
That's dope. I mean, I don't think my character would know that, but as the player. Yeah. Okay. And you said he's like just like a white seagull. Does he have clothes, or is he just Donald Duck in it, or what's?
No, yeah, he's got kind of just typical
garb.
Kind of sailor garb. Just your pants and awesome white like pirate shirt.
Oh, gotcha.
That has also been kind of torn to pieces because he's like
wings and talons.
Yeah, well, it's the only pair of clothes you own, so it's like.
Gotcha. Okay.
We'll go off of that once we start playing. But who wants to introduce themselves? Well, I guess if you're already there, do you go in and just like hang out until other people show up, or what do you do?
Well, partially, I guess the reason for him being early is he's gonna find a little setup of like, okay, I need to be here. Oh, I'm 3 days early. That's great. Now I'm gonna set up some shop because I've got a little net of fish that just I freshly exploded.
He's not wasting any day.
Exactly. He's selling. Yeah, he's trying to make some money before.
He's like, I got 2 days worth of food, so that as soon as this is done and I got money in my pocket, I'll be ready to. That's dope. Okay. Exactly. Gotta maximize all the time. Yeah.
Always.
It's gonna be fucking great.
It's gonna be hilarious. Like, wait till I describe my dude. This is gonna be hysterical.
Okay, Chris,
that's what I love. The opposite of the elf. It's like elves have so much time.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something like the opposite.
So, Chris, so you come in. You're here at least hours early. So we'll say you get there a couple hours early. Where do you go? Where you guys are now is like where you come in, but you're here before anybody else, so ignore their tokens. You come in, nobody's there. Do you just hang out there, or do you go like find a perch to like hide out, or do you just like sit and what do you do?
I guess if it's like, oh, people are forming the line, he's gonna try to, be first, if not, one of the first in line.
Okay, so the advertisement said get here at 9. You get there at what time?
Well, he's gonna be there at 8.
At 8. You come up to this courtyard at 8 o'clock, and you don't see anybody. There's no line. There's no like ticket taker or anything yet to your perception at this time. So you just hang out until somebody shows up and asks for your name?
Yeah, I guess like I wouldn't see anybody else around.
Okay.
At least at this moment, right?
Okay, so you hang out for a while, and as you hang out now, since we've introduced this, Chad and Corey, before you introduce yourself, how punctual would you be? On a time frame of an hour early to on time to late, when would you show up?
Excuse me.
My dude late.
My dude would he'd show up right at the cusp of early to on time. Like whenever it looked like the largest group of people would be are there. Like he would show up early enough to look
early or so.
Yeah, just look into so that he can just kind of blend in with everybody else as he makes his way in.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a shadow amongst the people.
All right. So Chris, as you're hanging out, what's your passive perception? Not dog shit, I hope.
11.
11. All right, not dog shit. So as you're hanging out in the 40 minutes between you getting there and the next PC coming, you start to see people filtering in at various times, but it's like, so you get there at 8 or an hour early, and nobody shows up for 15 minutes. And then from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, 5 people show up. Before Corey and Chad show up, various other people are filtering in, and this guy walks in the main gate and he gives a look around, and you're over here kind of, we'll say, up by the fountain. You should have control of your guy. But just kind of, moseying around because you've been here for 20 minutes already. And this little guy comes in and he looks around, he does a perception check, and he looks at you and he sees you, and you see him see you, and he like lights up at the sight of you and gets visibly excited and runs over to you, super excited. And he comes up to you and says, "Hi, mister. What's your name?"
I'm Steven.
My name's
Steven?
Gus. My name's Gus. I'm a bird person too. My name's Gus.
Excellent. It's nice to meet you, a fellow bird folk.
Yes, I'm a bird. My name is Gus. Did I say my name was Gus? I'm Gus. It's short for August, but I just say Gus because then I don't have to know how many letters or I know how many letters it is. I don't have to remember how many letters.
You don't got time to say the whole thing.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's a lot. It's hard figuring out. My name's Gus. I'm the greatest sorcerer who's ever lived.
That's amazing. Yeah, I kind of make some gadgets and stuff. It's like,
are you the greatest gadget maker that's ever lived?
Probably not. You
just gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah. I blow stuff up. I'm pretty good at it, I think.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm into songs. If that's
No,
that's what gets me.
Will not be so.
Are you in charge here? Or?
Yes, I am in charge of everyone. No, I'm good.
Oh, cool.
I'm
cool.
Everyone's my puppet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here to learn. I'm here to adventure.
I'm gonna be on the team. Are you gonna be on the team? Wait, are you in charge?
Not yet, but.
Oh shoot! I'm glad I made friends with you. If you're gonna be in charge, I'm gonna be your right wing man. Wingman. That has a good ring to it.
Oh, hey, that has a good ring to it. Steven's my name.
My name's Gus. Did I say that?
You did, yeah, a couple times actually.
Oh, okay, good. It's G.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the one that's just like a U, I think. It's like an O without the top on it, and then an S like a Gus.
Oh yes. I can't actually read and write if you need me to do any of that for you.
Nice. I can read and write my name. I'm 2.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Gus is not the first person here, but he's definitely once he arrives, he is the primary focus of your attention, as 2-year-olds are. So other people come in and filter through, but Gus, unless you want to explicitly extricate yourself from the situation, Gus is telling you his name for the next 40 minutes. Or, just talking to you.
As he's kind of getting talked to, he is going to kind of look to see if there's another group that's coming around, but he'll stick around if that's what he's got,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so in general, throughout the day, between the time of your arrival and between the time of Gus's arrival and Chad's arrival, about 6 other people arrive. It's not the numbers you would expect, but they just kind of filter in and are just kind of clustered together, start talking to each other, and are all kind of looking around expectantly, but all are kind of paired off. They came in together in these little clusters, so you expect they probably know each other. And so there's only about 6 people at this point, and you 2. And then Chad, you want to come in?
Oh, he's ready. He's ready to show himself. So is he, because we're coming in through this, is this the entryway where I am?
Yeah.
Dancing? Yeah.
Yeah. Dancing and singing? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He, you notice in remember Assassin's Creed?
Mm-hmm.
When you could blend in with the peasants?
Mm-hmm.
In that first one?
These 6 peasants that are here.
And then there's the fucking 6-foot tall half elf wearing, the dark, his dark, he's got, it's mostly kind of an ashen gray clothing, like a big cloak, or not cloak, tunic. kind of like that, like a tunic, basically a big man dress or a muumuu kind of thing, you know. But then over the top, you see that he's got on like some darkened leather armor, like a big heavy kind of vest, a leather vest that's like it's been blackened down, like, but not really, like it's not black because that doesn't occur in nature, and so it's like dark grays and blue with ash and stuff like that, like kind of painted up to give it a bit of a camouflage look to it. On which he has, you can see coming up over his right shoulder, he has the handle of a short sword, like a gladius. And under, on his left hip, he has another short sword, which is a gladius. And if you had good vision, which I assume your eagle guy would do, you would then notice his multiple, like, he's also got, like, behind his back, like, there's a handle coming out. He's got, like, a big-ass dagger, like, basically a sea axe back there.
Okay.
And then he's got, like, another weapon. And then he's holding, like, he's got his pack kind of up over his shoulder with his cloak. His dark cloak, kind of, even though it's hot as fuck, probably. He's got it up around him.
Vibes.
Yeah, it's about the look, and then you also see he's holding a longbow with like his quiver of arrows.
Now, Chad, when I said go as crazy with your characters as possible, I didn't say be an elf, but get all the weapons you can possibly imagine. I meant be an Aarakocra and like, come on, man. Just kidding. I gave Chris dynamite, so like I don't give a shit. But, but
I paid for all these. Don't worry. I made sure there's nothing.
No, it's totally fine. You've just spent 40 minutes explaining your weapons and 5 seconds explaining your character.
Oh shit! Did I?
No,
This is exactly
talking about weapons.
So I'm pretty high. So if I might have, let me know.
This is exactly high school Chad, though.
Yeah,
weapon, and also
weapon. Yeah, like he's just covered in weapons, just operator shit. But he's got like kind of like this dark brown, but it lightens green. So like as he's like, it kind of has like almost like he's graying, but instead of graying, it's like it's greening.
That's cool.
And then his skin is kind of like just a copper, like he's half wood elf. Like his mom was a wood elf and his dad was a human. And
Gus leans over and says, I bet that guy's mom was a wood elf and his dad was a human.
He pulls his hood down so you guys can see, like he's got like basically like a mullet. Like if you would imagine Mel Gibson.
I was actually thinking MacGyver, but all right.
No, not MacGyver. That's just for fucking answers. We're talking Mel Gibson in
Lethal Weapon.
Mel Gibson movie.
Yes, that's it. Lethal Weapon, like the sweet fucking 80s style perm mullet. Like when he pulls his hair down, it's like this beautiful. He's like, and then you can see he's got kind of like some nice, not really like he's trying to grow some facial hair. So it's grown in a little white trashy into some mutton chops.
Grows in all white trash like that without you doing anything?
Look, man, I don't know what you're saying, but yeah, something like that. And so it's coming in, and he's got like a little bit on the chin and a little under the mustache. But I mean, it's thickening. It's coming in. All right, he's almost fucking 40 years old.
Oh, well, I mean.
All right, so you can see it, and you can see it in his youthful stride. As the half elf, he comes in and he's looking around. He's seeing that everybody is like mostly cliques. Like he's in that little group, and then like they all just kind of split off, and then it's just him like, oh no, shit, my cover's blown. And then that's when he takes his like hood off and looks down at the sheet and was like, okay, all right, and looks around. He sees the Aarakocra smoking a stogie with like another tiny Aarakocra and nobody else hanging out, and he's like, well, that looks cool as shit.
Gus flies over to you. He says,
he comes, he makes his way to them.
I'm the greatest sorcerer that's ever lived. Are you the greatest?
Really?
What's it called when you're like in the
Survivor?
Yes. Are you the greatest survivor?
I am.
What season were you on? I mean,
all of them. You never saw me in the background living.
Whoa, you're so cool. And then Gus like flies you over to Steven and tries to introduce you to Steven. Steven, this is Elfman.
Yeah, wait, because you guys were up there, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've
I
all
forgot
been
that
moving around.
I can maneuver my tab. Like, he does come to you guys. You don't have to, like,
Yeah. Well,
Gus doesn't have to swoop him up.
Gus comes over to you. He's a
Just anyways, just because he's standing in the middle.
Over as soon as you like walk in and still think you're hidden, Goober. Gus Goober sees you and is like, oh shit, that guy's cool, and flies over to you and talks to you, and then brings you back over to Steven.
All right, well, you don't have to. I can walk out. Like, can he carry me, like, flying wise, or is it just more he's dragging me?
He is.
Well,
No. He just like he comes over to you. He's a baby. In case you couldn't tell, he's like.
I can't. Is that what that is? It's like he's never met an Aarakocra. Is it supposed to be like a child Aarakocra?
Yeah, he is an owlet little baby, like 1 or 2 year old. So he's a little baby. So like he's probably like slightly bigger than a real owl would be, like a real adult owl would be, because they're like the big ones are like 3 feet tall. So he's a little bit bigger than that, but he's baby-fied. So he's not like carrying you, but he's also not like sitting on your shoulder. He's just kind of like flying next to you, telling you how to spell his name 5 times.
Just smacking me with his massive fucking wings.
He's
like, I'm going. Yeah, no, Gus, I just like the snake. I got it. I got it. Like, as for the snake, please.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
His name starts with the snake letter. His name is Steven.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I envision this guy being like always just in your bubble, you know?
Yeah.
Like invading your space.
Space does not exist.
I imagine it's like when you go visit somebody's house, they're like, no, it's cool. My pet bird's cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it's not cool. And they're like, no, it's cool, man. And then it's just flapping next to you. And they're like, oh, look, it fucking likes you. And it's just on your shoulder, flapping its fucking wings, taking hot grumpers. And you're like, what? And they're like, no, it's cool. Oh, that means he trusts you. Oh, God, I don't like this. Shit. Yeah.
Even when he's not like being obnoxious and telling you how to spell his name, he's like 3 feet tall and you guys are not. So he's like, he's flying to stay on height with you. So he's just like a little bit too close to you and also flying like 6 inches from your head to like hover so he can maintain eye contact. But like, you know, he's just a little guy. He's just a little kid and he doesn't know what personal space is yet.
Kellogg's he's escorted, beaten, winged up his webs. It's cool. No, we don't have to hold hands. You can fly ahead. I see. To that guy.
Do you want to hold
we're
talent?
just
we
right here. No, we don't.
Can hold talent?
We don't. No, I don't have talent. You just need to. You can go. Oh, there's a.
He walks
quietly in my mouth. Yeah. Once he approaches, you notice he looks. He's athletically built. Get fit CrossFit, bro.
Nice.
Days.
Yeah. Just chiseled. Like, bro, I've had a carb since fucking 03. Looking, dude. The sunken, like the high cheekbones, the fucking sharp jaw, like that athlete figure taken to a kind of an extreme. Right, like from the wood elf and then the human in him. So like muscular, but also lithe and just tall and dark, like I said. And his hair, like a fiery kind of like a dark, like shimmery copper that's turning
I bet that
green.
His mom was a wood elf.
It's because my mother was a wood elf. Her name is Martha.
Yes. Martha? Batman?
Martha with a Y, because it's fantasy.
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name? Marthina. Her name was Marthina.
My name,
she was amazing.
Name was Gus turns really Why did you say that name? My mother's name was Carthena. Was your mother my mother? Are we siblings?
Well, this is fascinating.
I don't think so. Are you?
Steven's my name.
He like finally pries himself away from this child. He's like, all right, like, there's that moment where he's like, wait, what? What's happening? Your mom's name is also Martina? That's weird. What? Should I kill you? Like, is there like? He's just like, is this a?
Are you
you like fucking with me, kid? Are you coming for me? What is this? Is this? Are you a drow spy? But then he turns to Steven. I was like, Steven. And reaches over, gives you a handshake. Like,
Firm
Kellogg.
handshake.
Kellogg Brown Root.
Kellogg, nice to meet you.
Mercenary.
One thing that you would see, Steven also is pretty lean, but he does have some muscle. He's not weak by any means. So he gives the firm handshake. He's actually 4'10". So
4'10". Oh, nice.
Oh, so Gus wasn't having to work too hard at maintaining eye contact.
Not too hard. But he's also full grown.
Speaking of Gus, you guys start having like adult conversation and Gus gets bored. So
we start talking, looking out over the crowd.
He starts splashing in the fountain.
Okay. That'll be fine. We'll be up here by the fountain.
Did you guys know that when the water shoots out, it goes up and over?
Is he like for real? Like he seems awfully young.
Just met him today, but he's.
Oh, that's not your son?
No. God, no. Hell
no. Yeah, no. He's like, he looks back and forth between the two. Like,
two completely different birds.
Met him today. He's a lot. He is. Yeah, I was like, thank the gods there's another person here to talk to.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of these people here came together. I didn't realize. He pulls out the letter, right? Or is it like, I imagine maybe it's like they were like posted at the bars or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So he's like, got one of those.
But like words spread around and.
Yeah, he's got like one of the like letters he jacked from a bar it's stained and stuff, but he was like, it didn't say nothing about bringing a crew with you.
I don't think you're.
I don't know. I mean, but like
I'll be your crew. I guess.
Oh man, yeah. Oh hey, look at it. Hey, look at this. And he crumples up the like invite, and then just chucks it. Like for a dog. Like, go fetch. There you go, buddy.
What direction do you throw it?
He's gonna toss it. Yeah, like over here.
Okay. Gus tries to make a dive like a kid jumping into a swimming pool, a splash bomb, but he misses it and he like kind of tumbles over here and then just like kind of flaps over and gets it. So you guys can talk some more while he's awkwardly trying to walk and carry a crumpled up piece of paper at the same time.
Yeah, like, there you go. But, Christ.
The kid said he could read, so I don't know. Probably would be a minute trying to figure that thing out. Good work.
Well, he said he's the greatest sorcerer in the world, so I don't know. I mean, hey, I don't know shit about that. It's not my thing, but he gives you the eye again. Like, okay, cool. Like looking you over, seeing, and then he's like, looks back down at the owl, and like, okay, that's right. I guess maybe they're not the same. And then like, hey, Steven.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't really know a lot about sailing. I mostly I stow away on boats or just pretend to like.
That's
like
not
I work.
Right.
God damn it! Oh.
I will say, like, maybe I have one fish left or something out of my haul.
Oh yeah, shit! It's it's covered in feathers. It's all covered in floof.
Here's a fish.
Like
why don't you munch on that? I'm gonna talk to Kellogg here.
Okay. He flies off back to the fountain and kind of does some swoops to see what the other groups are doing.
Yeah, go get up in their face.
Yeah, man. He seems like a good kid, but he seems like a lot.
Yeah. And I guess with that, we just kind of bullshit a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you guys bullshit for a while. Occasionally, Gus like sheepishly flies back over, but like within earshot of you to see if you're like cool, but then flies back over to somebody else, or not if you're cool, if you're gonna like invite him over.
Do anything?
It's just like, hey, do you see me here? Do you want me to come hang? Oh, you don't? Okay.
No. Let somebody else joke. It's not. I gotta go. I heard somebody else. Yeah, I got you.
All right. So then it is 9:00, and it like you hear the like bells from town or whatever, something like that, ring to indicate that it's 9:00. But nothing happens right away. No like signs that it's 9:00 because even after an hour and, whatever, publicizing of this, there's still the amount of people you see here. So there's not 400 people here. There's
Gotcha.
8 or whatever. It's 9 o'clock, and eventually, just like 1 or 2 minutes passed. Not like they don't have their shit together, just they're not like the most punctual or strict people in the world. Eventually, the doors open up over here. On this side, you see where I'm clicking, over to the right of the screen. And this nerdy ass bitch comes out. So this guy comes out and says, "Adventurers!" He's got a clipboard in front of him. "Please, form a line. We will be holding tryouts." And he looks at his checklist and he looks up at you. "For the Adventurers Alliance, for all of you who have turned up." And his voice kind of like he comes out. He's like booming and like projecting for the people in the cheap seats, and then realize there's like eight of you. So then he's like, all right, like, come on. He's still being proud and showy about it, but he comes out and he's like, "Hey, bitches!" And then he's like, "Oh, well, just..."
The thaumaturgy dies off, and he's just like, I don't need to keep it going.
There's fantasy terms for this. Yes, the thaumaturgy dies off. Corey, do you show up before everybody goes in, or are you significantly late?
I'm significantly late.
Okay.
Ooh, gonna be like that. All right.
Yeah. My guy's time's not a thing for him.
Yeah.
He's out in the city like, "Oh, what's this? What's
you made
that?"
a character that's going to be awesome for what's going on here, I think, and the way we're doing it. So, yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, everybody goes into the arena, except for Corey's character is still not there. So you come into the arena down here. You guys all come in at the same time. Do you want to do anything as you're going in?
Yeah. If I can bullshit a little bit with Steven. Yeah, I guess without fucking Gus.
Okay.
Every time
Gus is like hasn't I won't say Gus has caught the hint because he's a 2-year-old.
It's more like I wanted to have the conversations between Gus.
Yeah.
It's going to get like Gus is coming back and he understands. And he's
you guys just kind of hang back. Everybody's invited into the arena, and you guys just like make a point to be the last 2 people in, and you walk 10 feet behind.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, would your guy go first, Chris? Because he's that kind of guy, right? Because I saw you moving your dude.
Yeah, well, I think he's kind of like, he's going to be first, but if he was by himself, he would be, in there first, but he's engaged with you. So he's like, I found somebody that's actually talking to me. That's not like talking at me like Gus.
Right.
But so he'll hang back with you and kind of like mosey in. Also, he knows like it's not first come, first serve at this point.
So he'll put up like a hand a little bit as he's watching everybody go. He kind of puts his hand up, even though like you're just hanging out, right? And he's just like, but he puts a hand up. He's like, "Hold on, let some of these people go. Let's see what happens when they get in there before we go after."
They all get eaten by a dragon, and you're the
right. Like he's watching to make sure that like as they're walking in, they're not just being slaughtered. He's just like, "Hold up, let's make sure." All right, in the Underdark.
What do you mean, Cal?
Everything's in danger in the Underdark.
You don't go in first always?
No, you should always you should hang back a little bit. Just see what's happening. Take a tactical pause, is what I like to call it, and really think things through. And is that fucking tiny bird, is he eating poop? Is Gus eating poop? Do you guys eat poop a lot like that?
It's a pellet. It's not poop and it's not vomit. It's a bird pellet. It's a different thing. So we have a thing called a crop that filters out, and he starts explaining alcohol.
You made a mistake, Kellogg.
He starts talking about it, and he's like, oh, good. He doesn't. Oh, he's just kind of talking, huh? All right, well, and then back to the conversation.
Yeah, we do. It's not a typical thing, but you get into those like you're stranded in the middle of the ocean on the little raft. Yeah, occasionally I'll eat a pellet or two. But if I don't catch any fish.
Have a crop. They digest their food differently.
Yes, Gus.
Oh my God, they sure do. Oh, hey, look, that piece of paper got loose. Oh God, there it goes. Oh yeah, off again.
Man, I like your your take to this, it's like don't be first, but like watch how others do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Well, just keep cautious.
What a wild philosophy.
So show up early, keep
cool,
a sharp
cool.
eye out, and then make your way along, right? Like just don't be first, don't be last. Stick to the pack. Be invisible if you can. And then when the time's right,
Invisible, I know how to
yeah,
do
murder.
that.
Oh,
Yes, nope,
he's
nope.
back
I
again.
don't
Oh,
think he
hey,
can.
the line's moving. You gotta get up there. Get up in line.
Oh,
Yep,
shit.
Oh,
that's
first
you.
come,
Just
Shit.
Yes,
push
first
this.
come, first serve.
Yeah, get on up in there.
Say, Kellogg. So it's been my theory is like, you know, go 100% and then learn from your mistakes after, you know, the consequences happen. But I like
That's a good
the
way to-
strategy.
Yeah.
Let the
your
other
way
people
sounds like a good way to die.
let
Don't do
the
that.
other people make the consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah, let's see what
learned
happens.
something today.
first, Right.
Learned something new.
It's not about cowardice. It's about strategic thinking.
I like that. I like the strategies.
So you're led up and into this arena. This is a sporting arena for some cool ass sport that involves sharks.
Oh man,
But you're led up into this arena and
your Monopoly tour. Damn it.
you're led up to this little platform area.
Oh, okay.
You're not standing up on the circle, but I moved you all at the same time. You just kind of mosey around. This dweeble stands up on the platform and says, "Welcome, brave adventurers. You are the few that are brave enough to vie for a spot. Only a few of you will be selected to travel on." How politically engaged have your characters been in your lives? Would you know anything about the politics of the area?
I would say my guy probably will. I don't know about you. Well, Corey's probably right. But
Ain't here.
but somebody wanted to be unpunctual. Now you're paying the price for your awesome role play. As it goes, but yeah, unfortunately,
Okay.
I don't think my dude would be very politically minded.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, he's pretty survival
Or just,
mode
like,
guy.
socially engaged or
Yeah.
anything. You're both kind of reclusive character, or not necessarily reclusive, but you know,
Yeah.
not engaged. Okay, so this guy keeps
I
talking.
think, well,
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to say for me, Steven, like he knows enough about the cultures, like where he can sell stuff and where he can't.
Mhm.
And that's kind
Okay.
of the extent of like,
Yeah.
All right,
of
and you
his-
know what? I'll say like my dude, since he does have the pirate background, but he's not really like a sailing kind of pirate. I would say that he is basically the kind of like, since he grew up in the Underdark as like property and then a freed slave. He doesn't mind just like I'm taking this from you. Like you can try and stop me, but I'll gut you. Kind of attitude when it comes to like certain things, but not like he's also still trying to like, he's not a sociopath. He is
Say
gothy
that all
though.
you want. Okay. All right.
It's fine.
This-
It's fine. I just like to keep trophies. No, you didn't think of the smell. You dumb bitch. You didn't think of the smell.
This guy keeps talking, you know, just talking grandiose terms and really churching up this opportunity that they are offering to you and how great it will be to be adventurers.
Nice.
Make a perception check.
It meant
I see
nothing.
it.
5.
It was.
That's a 9. That's a 9. I saw that.
All right.
Well, it
cool.
doesn't matter,
That's-
Corey, because she just said.
No.
She just said 45, so that's what it is.
You know everything. You're the captain now, dog.
Hey, I'm the captain now.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
Steven got it too. Hey, this guy, again,
That's plus
keeps
one, so
talking,
that's a 3.
and you don't know anything about anything. It sure would be cool if you had another person to, and you got
That's
another
plus
9.
5.
Oh, sure. 9 plus 5 is 14. Well, it sucks to be you because 15 was the number.
Ah.
So at this point, Lydia, like my dude can show up whenever you want him to.
Okay. All right. So this guy is just kind of just totally vamping and like trying to be cool or just like, you know, doing the whole spiel. And as he does, even with a 2 and a 14 perception check, you maybe don't see the things I was initially making you make a perception check for, but you do perceive some broski coming in the back door behind all of you guys who are getting the spiel. What do you do, Corey?
So you see this guy walk in, deep black hair, green eyes, tan skin, really long, floppy ears, just eating a
Gus says,
eating a roll of butter.
I bet his dark hair comes from his mom being a God damn it, I already forgot. Shit, I forgot.
Eladrin.
Yeah, she's a wood elf. That's what it is. Yes, he's talking to.
That's racist.
He's talking to this little robotic dog that's standing next to him.
Oh, he's talking over there?
Yeah, he's not talking.
Yeah, well, I have great passive perception, so I'm still like, I might not hear what this dude, I'm busy. I can't take care of whatever else I'm supposed to be seeing when I'm listening to this little racist fucking owl. Right? It's just like distracted all of a sudden, like,
he also whispers.
he looks like you can tell he's a
wood
elf.
I was a seagull just because I'm a bird, and now he's upset that I thought he was an elf because he's an elf. Who's the
fucking racist motherfucker? That's what my dude listens to.
He does the fingers point to his eyes and then points to you. Who's the racist now, bitch?
Yeah, so yeah, he's just walking eating a buttered roll, like all the time in the world. Hi, everybody.
The guy, everybody turns.
Nudge.
Yeah, right. It's like everyone just turned around.
I'll nudge Kellogg and be like, take a load of this guy.
And the guy just kind of like stops and looks at his clipboard and is like, yes. Do you jump over the shark-infested moat?
Oh, no.
Double backflip.
I walk around.
Okay, which stairs do you which stairs do you go up? The right or the left?
Ooh.
Okay, so you get to the top of there is something obstructing the right steps. So, it's a big black fantasy tarp hiding what may or may not be a puzzle underneath it. So the ones to the left that they all came up are totally open, but the ones to the right have a big black fantasy sheet thrown over them to not reveal the fantasy puzzle before you get there. Do you go through, or do you go through the left?
No, I'll go to the left.
Okay.
I'm not a troublemaker. I'm just
okay.
late.
You just see a bunch of kobolds in like little hard hats coming in and out like little hammers and shit.
They got their little
running a construction site,
fantasy drills and hard hats on. What the fuck's this guy doing?
Yeah, guy's got his fucking plans all rolled out. Like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Fucking
Just
hell.
throwing.
That owl doesn't want to be racist, but we're racist as fuck. What the fuck are you doing, you fucking elf?
It does knife beard. Fuck. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, all right. So they kind of pause, and everybody.
That's canon now. I love that, and I'm sorry, it's canon now that they're just kobolds. There's a kobold society that's just doing construction.
Racist.
A racist kobold society.
A bunch of racist kobolds just doing somebody's bidding.
This guy.
They're building for somebody.
So everybody stops when you walk in and just kind of watches you walk up to the left and then get yelled at by a bunch of racist kobolds and then like turn around and walk up the left. But like nothing commences until you join the group.
Okay.
So you come back over and
just the silent steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just everybody watching you.
And this guy, once you get up there, it's like, thank you for joining us. That brings our numbers up to 9. He looks gives an over-the-shoulder glance up here behind him.
Set me in a better chance to get in.
Don't. No
he
questions.
looks back at his clipboard. I'll take questions at the end, but in general, if there are only so many openings and one more person comes, well, you might not know math. So we will be trying out. There are vigorous and intense tryouts for a spot. So first, I would like. At some point, he got your all's names. Oops, I forgot that.
When we were checking in?
Yeah.
Checking in our little badges?
Yeah.
Little lanyards.
Adventures. Kellogg. Steven.
Here, present.
Gus. And this new guy.
Hi.
You guys can go first. All the rest of you.
Oh, sweet.
What?
You have a few minutes. Go entertain yourselves. So you guys are told to stay up on this little sidewalk area or whatever, and the other 8 go back down to the main floor and do some kick flips and cool shit.
Sweet, I guess we're group 1.
Yes, group 1. Group 1. Assume the position. I say in a professional way and not a perverted way.
Gus, I'm glad you're on our group.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh. You know what I'm really excited about? My favorite number is 1. And it's not because it's the only number I know, because I do know 2 too. 2.
I will scoot on the other side of Kellogg.
Yeah, just watch. You can just see in Kellogg's eyes. He'll leave all of you. Like I was like, I'll fucking. This is wild. Like you're pretty cool, Steve, but I don't know who this other guy is and who this. Oh, good. Gus is in our thing. The world's greatest sorcerer. Amazing.
So Gus again didn't catch on to your vibe, but kind of gets.
Yeah.
So he flies over to Corey and just start. Well, you didn't.
Your new best friend.
Main guy goes, Late Skis, what's your name?
I'm Valen. Valen Ralphie.
Valen, all right, he writes that down. And then kind of comes over here just to the edge and leaves you guys to yourself for a while and like kind of messages back and forth with them, but you can't hear anything. He's like telepathically talking to them. So
I do want to say real quick before we get in too deep, I do want to kind of talk to Kellogg and be like, well, first of all, glad I was able to, we're on the same group. I don't know about Gus and this other guy, but hey, we'll make it work. What do you think is coming up?
I bet you're going to think, what do you think about the name 3 big guys and a bird?
Like I'm thinking of like just a
we gotta get the branding. You gotta start out with the branding.
Yeah. No. Are you thinking fight? You thinking like, should I pull out I've got some grenades here. You know,
you have grenades.
I've got dynamite.
He's
got
like
acid bomb.
So for the beginning of it, he's like, all right, yeah, he's listening. You're like, should we go for a fight? And he's like, I don't know. I think that we might, it might be a sailing thing first, honestly. Like, and I've got these grenades. And he's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
and you're like, grenades. And he starts talking about his fucking explosives. And my dude's like, wait, what's going? Oh shit! You're like, am I hanging out next to Al Qaeda? What is this? He's just like wrapped with
all your
bombs.
weapons.
Yeah, like he sees like all my weapons, and he's
Yeah, you
pulls
have
out his little
swords, and he has a stick of dynamite, and you're like, oh fuck.
Pulls out his little sack and opens it up, and he's got like a little acid looking like blob.
Okay, that's not where my head went when you said acid. I was like, what?
Not where my
Roll around here with some LSD.
Little sack.
He's got several like little spheric things that look like little grenades. He's got like a couple little sticks of dynamite thing. He's like, okay, got pretty much everything that we need.
I was gonna say that's a hell of a bag of tricks. I'm gonna be real honest with you. And he glances over at the owl just slapping in the elf guy's face. Right, like just over there, like,
doing the same thing.
Keep it. And he's just looking. He's like, actually, I do feel a lot better, like seeing all that you're bringing to the table. Look, I'm a really good shot. He holds up his bow, and he's like, I'm a good shot, and I'm pretty quick with my weapons if I need be.
I can tell.
I think together
I can tell for sure.
Really handle this situation. I think that we've got this. Is he like pooping? Is that? Do you guys just poop when you fly like that?
First of all, it's a cloaca, so we don't really have control. He does it too. It's all the same business. We don't have vaginas. We don't have penises. We don't have buttholes. It's all the same thing. And also,
it's a and nature history. This is amazing. Please
you got that kid started again. Come on, Kellogg. First of all,
Valen's fully engaged with this kid.
Hell yes. Gus has a best friend.
Yeah.
You are Gus's animal familiar.
Fine.
All right. So Gus is talking to you.
Excellent. I am going to ask Kellogg.
Well, you guys can talk. I'm going to pee my pants.
I don't know how true it is in the map, but I see sharks. I'm assuming we're going to have to fight sharks.
I'd rather not fight sharks. I'll be honest with you.
I mean,
am I amazing at swimming? Yes, I'm amazing at a lot of things.
that's
but
good to know. Yeah.
I don't like fighting sharks because it reminds me of when I was in the Underdark. And he just like looks off to the side. He's like dark moment as the cool breeze blows. And he's like, there it was.
You're right.
It was me and the rest of the slaves. We were trying to cross the Dalaride River.
You were a slave?
River of blood and lava from the sloths and the drow. And the Driders were hunting us. We were shooting arrows back as we tried to cross the sharks. The spider sharks of Lolth just kept snatching people
Spider
out of the group.
What
He's just standing there like looking up this time.
He's just like
terrifying.
in awe of
Watching him listening to the screams. And I kept throwing. All I could do, I had my little handful of pebbles and I was just throwing them as hard as I could. And the drow were beating me and it was just and he looks back, he's like, yes, I really hope it doesn't have anything to do with sharks. Woo, that sucked. And then just gives you a little tap on the shoulder, like a little punch in the shoulder. Or
yeah, fascinating.
like does the feather, like, do your wings like go over your shoulder like a cloak? Or are they back behind you like Jonathan?
Jonathan,
I think they're back.
That's one of the NPC's name.
I think they're back behind.
It's not, but it needs to be now.
I think they're back behind.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, like he gives you the punch in the shoulder.
Yeah, I think he's got him like tucked in just to his back, like kind of like it's not necessarily wrapped, but it's like just kind of like
okay. And like so they're kind of like tucked in behind, yeah, and then drop down. So instead of thinking it kind of like a cloak that goes around, more like a cape that comes down, but it's just the thick wing. Oh man, that's dope as shit. Very regal. I bet it would, because it would like. That would also, if you were looking at them, then it would look like giant traps.
Oh yeah, kind of.
On this fight, you know, you're just like, oh fuck, and he's part cobra.
All right, we ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys bullshit, do your stuff. Corey, you talk to Gus for a while. He tells you how to spell his name. As he's talking to you, he's engaged with you, and he's very glad to have your friends. He's told you multiple times that he wishes you were the person who turned up an hour early. But unfortunately you weren't. But also he doesn't know if he would have come to talk to you because you're not a bird. And he really felt comfortable with Steven because he's a bird too and he doesn't know very many bird people. But he doesn't know if Steven likes him and it sucks. But as he's telling you all this stuff, he's kind of, you just see him glancing over your shoulder kind of at Steven and Kellogg. Not necessarily mean, but just kind of like, I thought I had friends.
I give him a thumbs up, like you're doing.
Every time he like glances over, and it's just those sad looks. We're just like talking amongst yourselves and look over, like you're doing real good, bud.
Doing awesome, yeah.
Yeah, you're doing. And then back to talking. Then back to being like that motherfucking.
I mean, I feel bad for the other guy. I think we should introduce ourselves.
Yeah. Well, Baylor just telling Gus, like, I'm sure they don't dislike you. I'm sure they just got things they want to talk about amongst themselves.
When you, after an appropriate amount of time, but not too long, you guys don't have time to apologize to Gus. And, you know, you'll regret that for the rest of the campaign. No, just kidding. Guys, you have...
Turns into a massive demon.
You guys have pissed off the ultimate boss before you even met another character.
That's the twist.
That's how you do it.
So this guy comes back over and he says, all right, applicants, Steven, Kellogg, Valen, and Gus, welcome to the trial of...
Thank you, sir.
So before we get started with the individual tasks at hand and the individual tests, we have a few questions for all of our applicants to answer to see, just get an idea of if you are a good fit, and then we have some physical challenges to see if you are worthy. So he checks his clipboard again. Gus, will you please step forward? And Gus starts to fly, but then hears him say step forward, so he like goes back down to the ground and like awkwardly like hoofs up these steps.
As soon as wait, so are we all standing together? Where were we?
So this area is like a big circle, and then there's like a raised circle in the middle of the dome.
The dais? Yeah. Where he's at. And so Gus was between us?
Well, so Gus was over here on the lower outside area. This guy's up here on the dais.
Oh, and then he called it. Oh, all right, I got you. So it wasn't. All right. So then he's just like, instead, Kellogg just kind of gives him, like, as he's like lands and starts waddling up the steps, Kellogg just kind of gives him a slow thumbs up. And he's, of course, you'll notice that he's got the padded leather gauntlets, you know, that are fingerless.
Yeah. Oh,
because that's the coolest part.
Yeah.
You know, so like they're the fingerless cool. But he's like, yeah, you got this.
Gus.
Give them the hand, the little thumbs up.
Gus
little
gives
Downsy
you,
friend.
Gus gives you an awkward and bad thumbs up back, but it is because he is a bird and has feathers all over his hands. So he gives you like a weird like mitten high or thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like, similarly, but you can see that you have repaired some of the damage you did to the ultimate boss. He likes you slightly better now.
All right. Good.
So you will be the second.
I can sense it.
You will be the second to die now.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But he's like,
I will allow you to be sacrificed in madness.
He's like, thanks, buddy. Good luck to you too. When it's your turn. The main guy checks his clipboard and he says, Augustus, some last name that Lydius did not come up with.
Mm-hmm.
What is your greatest strength? Gus says, I am the greatest sorcerer in the world. And he conjures thaumaturgy or whatever and makes like lightning come out of his hands. And I am the greatest sorcerer in the world. And it will help me on the ship because I can control the skies and the storms. And he gets like really caught up into how cool he is with his little thaumaturgy cantrip. And
that's pretty cool.
Then the guy, I picked a random name. His name is now Caleb. Caleb says, all right. And he makes a note on his clipboard. He says, what, Gus, is your greatest weakness? The thaumaturgy leaves Gus's little fingers. And he says, he puts his hand behind his back and looks like a cute little kid. Says, I'm only 2 years old, so I can't do as much as I could if I was bigger, but I try real hard.
Oh, you just in the back. Oh, sorry.
Like,
busy thinking of my tragic childhood.
Stephen will say to Kellogg, like, I think he's too young for this.
Kellogg's like 2 years old. What the fuck?
Caleb then says, Gus, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Thaumaturgy comes back out, and a dark storm cloud circles around Gus's head, and he says, I'll be dead in 5 years. And then he turns, and he comes back to you guys, or just like steps off the dais and comes back over to you guys. And he gives you like
that went dark real fast.
An awkward thumbs up as he comes off this.
Yeah.
Did I do good?
Yeah, now it's his turn. Now it's Kellogg's turn for the awkward, like, slow thumbs up. Like, that was I think good. I don't know. The last part. The last part, like, yeah, like, man, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up because you really put your soul out there, bud. But I don't know if like that last bit. That's probably not. That's not great. Like you're like 2. Wait, he said he'd be dead in 5 years. Wait, is that how long they live?
That's how long he thinks he's gonna live. Caleb writes that down on his little clipboard and says, okay. You guys, why don't you guys roll to see who goes next? Just roll a d20 and we'll initiate.
Yeah. Skibadoosh.
All right. 19. Kellogg, you go first. Kellogg. Brown shit. What was your name? Glory hole?
Kellogg Brown Root.
Kellogg Brown Root. Caleb kind of looks around because he doesn't know who is who, but he knows it's one of the 3 of you, and then you step up. Okay. Nice to meet you. Kellogg.
Yes, it's the Brown Root.
Kellogg, he checks his clipboard like he's consulting a new set of questions. He says, Kellogg, what is your greatest strength?
It's hard to say. Most say it's my incredible ability to remain humble in the face of my own greatness.
He starts writing notes as you're talking.
But I think that really it's that I'm able to look at the dark tragedy that's been my life and use it only for the good of others. Only the dark adventure of the night. I'm pretty good at hiding. Also, that's another thing. I'm very stealthy. He says, adds that in there. He's like, yeah, I'm good with my swords.
All right. He takes.
Oh, he's, hold on. I'm waiting my shit to load so I can see what is his skills. Like,
You're
what
being
does
dark
he
and
do?
Mysterious because your computer's slow.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, you know, I speak multiple languages. I do speak a lot of languages. He thinks about it like there's a moment as he's walking up. He's like, should I abs this up? And he's like, no, I should use my skills this time. And then, you know, straightens his back, walks up, and he's like, yeah, I'm stealthy. I'm good under pressure, and I have great senses.
All right. Caleb makes a note of that. And Kellogg, what is your greatest weakness?
Oh, well.
Greatest.
Kellogg.
No, that's you. That's Kellogg.
Yes.
You got this, Kellogg.
Like,
No weakness.
You see Caleb take his clipboard, and he doesn't fill it out where he's making notes about you, but he goes down a little bit lower, like where he might be making notes about somebody else, and be like, makes a note about the fact that somebody else answered your question, or like jumped in.
Ooh, nice.
But anyway, back to
Kellogg does nothing, and he just waits until the guy's attention returns to him, and then he's like, I would have to say my greatest weakness is being able to fully trust those people around me. Though I would be loyal almost to a fault to anyone, I just don't know if I could love again. He just looks off to the sky.
Oh my god. This guy's so fucking edgy.
Even though he's like late 30s, early 40s, he looks like he's like 20, like early 20s, with his mullet and his fucking facial hair just growing in. Looking up to the sun. It's his greatest weakness. Sorry.
Oh my god. All right, he makes a note of that. And somehow, he does not laugh at you. Maybe because he doesn't know you, yeah. And then he says, Kellogg, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And he's very serious about all of these things. This interviewer, Caleb, is. Even though I'm laughing my ass off, he's so serious.
There's a brief moment, he like looks down at the ground, and he strokes his mutton chops. And then the thicker mustache is still growing, and he goes down, and he's like, you know, I've never thought I'd have much of a future. So I think that with this, in 5 years, I'd just love to be on the ship, seeing what this world has to offer, seeing something beautiful and new. Nothing like the time when I was in the Underdark. I was a slave to the dragon. I mentioned that. Did I mention
that right?
Gus yells from the corner, we'll teach you how to love again.
Thank you, Gus. Thank you. Pulls his hood up. Like, as he's done talking, he just pulls his hood up, like, just standing there. Like, yeah. You give him the shadowy eyes.
Caleb says, thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Brown Root.
Yes.
He checks,
of course.
He checks his notepad.
Well, there's a flourish of his cloak, his fucking all-terrain, all-weather cloak, and he just flourishes it as he steps back. Like,
Caleb looks at his clipboard and says, Steven Seagull. I'm guessing you. Oh shit! Now I'm racist.
He puts his hood down and is like, "Good luck, Steven. You're gonna need it. Those questions are rough. Those questions are rough. You're gonna need it."
You did phenomenal.
All right.
And then he casts his curious eye to Valen, though. I want to see, because he knows his fucking bird friend. Who's this guy? He's gonna be watching Valen to see like how he reacts to this, because I mean,
yeah,
he knows his bird buddy. His bird buddy's amazing.
So when you're looking at Valen, Valen's still finishing his role, like just very nonchalant. Yeah, all of his clothing,
just like you'd want us to think.
Gus is
all his clothing looks new.
You invading your space and talking to you like through the whole thing to you, Corey. Like, I don't know if he should have thrown that thing in about the Underdark. Like, we've all been to the Underdark, but like that's a bit intense for the interview. Like, I mean, I didn't go that dark. So he's just being like commentary to Corey, regardless of how much you engage, because you certainly engage more than Chris and Chad did. So then you react to Gus and the interview.
Nice.
In front of me.
So now he'll again disengage with the Gus, like, I've never been to the Underdark. When'd you go to the Underdark? And just kind of continuing that conversation.
Okay. Steven Seagull.
Yes.
Looks at his clipboard again, as if he's consulting a new group of questions, and he says, "What is your greatest strength?"
Well, sir, my greatest strength is my intelligence and ingenuity to craft fabulous things that aid me in my journey. And he kind of like taps his prosthetic leg. Made this myself.
When you do that,
when you like tap that and like
tap that.
I assume like your wing, and your wings move, and like it's like the first time Kellogg really sees it. But is it just like a peg leg, or does it look like how does it? Yeah, right. Like, is he just like, oh, I made this? Taped a fucking broomstick to your leg.
Log.
Like, nice, I guess.
It is just like a straight kind of like prosthetic limb, but
because they're so basic.
Kind of like it is made out of like kind of recycled metals and like things that he's found, but you do kind of see some like mechanical parts to it, some gears and such to kind of give it some strength and
all right,
capability and stuff.
Like back where the gaff would be, like you could see some gears turning. There's some like musculature kind of like that's sick shit.
Things going on.
So like a steampunk kind of vibe?
A little bit,
steampunk,
but it's not like
coconut.
But like coconut, like
coconut. Okay.
Like
very
like
primitive,
shipwrecked like metals that have been a little bit decayed and stuff. But like,
okay, I get what you're saying. Like really, just like so less coconut, more like post-apocalypse.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah. Technologically,
right, like just bars.
But supply was low.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty dope. All right,
so,
I'm feeling you.
But it's also not like super obvious. You kind of have to look decently to be like, oh, there's a lot more to this. But he'll tap it and there'll be like a little ting of metal sound.
Wait, does it look like just a peg leg then?
It looks more extravagant than a peg leg, but there's some craftsmanship there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So could we not see the gears moving, or can we? Like, is it just, like, is there something?
I guess it depends on the perception. Yeah, if you look close enough, or if you're close enough, you can see things, like, moving in
like,
there.
you really have to, like, study it. Okay, I get you, sir. To, like, look at all right, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's just more of a, okay, so there's something, like, fancy about it. And if I really wanted to study it, he could learn more.
When you tap on it, Caleb takes a, slightly more in-depth look at it, but then he also turns back and looks over his shoulder to these three people that are sitting up here on the Emperor's seating, or whatever the fuck. Bullshit. And then turns back to you. And he says, okay, Steven, what is your greatest weakness?
Well,
my peg leg also. Doesn't walk very well.
Here's the thing.
I've only got the one leg, dick bags. I feel like I already talked about this.
Yeah, I already talked about this subject.
Do I have to answer this question? I have hollow bones and one of my legs is missing. say?
I would say that my greatest weakness really is potentially my creations. You see, they also do my bidding and he does kind of like pull out some of his like weaponry, as in sticks of dynamite and such.
Like steps back because it's fucking dynamite.
Yeah.
And he like literally has his stogie in his mouth,
Yeah,
like right next to like the fuse, and he's just like, he's got it in his hands and he's talking with his hands. So as you see, you know, I have literally exploded friends, which is bad, but also enemies. So it is what they call catch 22.
He makes a few notes in his clipboard for that. He says,
to my defense, that is a negative thing, yes. I have learned a couple years of creating my mistakes. We'll leave it at that for now.
okay.
Thank you for your question.
A bonus question. How did you lose your leg?
Fine, look.
Steven's face is jovial. Like, and then he gets very serious.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy, I'll be dead in 5 years serious?
It was dark.
Oh, yeah.
Cold. I was up in the north. Icebergs everywhere. Sailing on a small little vessel with a crew. We were transporting some goods. Got stuck in the ice. After several weeks of eating what we had, ran out of supplies. We had to revert to cannibalism. All that was left, me and my captain, thought we wasn't gonna make it. After I ate him, I was like,
He just,
all I've got is left is the leg.
but dude makes his way over the whole time while he's talking. He's just like kind of grabbing at the side of like, oh god, oh man, it's oh god, is this where I think it's going?
Gus flies over to you after you like slightly moved his direction. He like swamps you. He's like, oh my god, this guy's dark.
Oh my god, he's like, oh man, that's dark.
God,
Damn it.
like, I thought I was bad. I mean, I still look around. Maybe I'll blow my leg.
And then, just after I finished my meal with my leg, a small raft off in the distance. I could see the smoke. I created a small little fire, bring them to me, and it saw me. It rescued me. I didn't deserve it though. Didn't deserve it. And yeah, that's how a lot. It was a good one. You know, survive. That's me. I'm a survivor. You know, that's what I do.
Caleb makes a note on his clipboard and kind of murmurs under his breath. Didn't feel the need to mention cannibalism in his weaknesses. Steven,
if I had a rebuttal to that, he would have said, not a weakness, survival.
Or in his strength, he adds. And then he says, all right, Steven, since we got an extra question from you, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I see me kind of like, moving up the ladder, right? Oh, so I'm thinking 5 years, that'll be about mid-age for me. So that's gonna be right at the right time of me being able to be captain of my own vessel. So I'm thinking, this is just me thinking out loud here, for 5 years, okay? It's a lot of time, but it's not. right? So what I need to do is maximize everything to become the best I can to get to that level. So here's what I'm thinking. We will actually have out of the fleet, I've studied a little bit of the Alliance, so we will have the warship of the most armed vessel in the fleet. And that's and I will be captain of that ship. That's what I see in 5 years, and just dominating everything.
kind of best. You captain of the seas, glorious. Sea creatures.
So
like hey, a little girl lost her stuffed animal. I'm blowing the crap out of whoever took that. We're gonna get into some bombardments. Anyway, sorry. Excuse me.
This is Lydia asking, how did Steven do research into the Alliance?
Well, he's done like markets and stuff, so like I feel like
he probably knows more than
some
Corey
basics.
And Chad know, but he doesn't know.
Well, I also said that because like he would know probably that they have multiple ships.
Okay.
And would probably also know at least that like fuck I don't know. That was awesome.
All right.
Basically I just want to be the
He wants the firepower.
Yes. Caleb makes a note and he says, all right, thank you.
Oh, can you make sure you put in their ultimate firepower?
You kind of look over his clipboard to make sure he's writing it down, and you see a couple of notes, but you see
there's a few.
You see cannibalism written really big in all caps. All right.
That's kind of not the most important thing.
I didn't think he was paying attention. I didn't think he was listening to my story, if I'm being honest. Glad to hear that he was listening.
Ultimate firepower is more...
You step forward, he steps back. Because you have dynamite, a cigar, and have told him you have cannibalized people.
The cannibalism isn't the most...
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now, Valen, he looks at his clipboard and he says, what is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength? Let's see here. So I've studied how to manipulate the ether. That's pretty neat. I know how to use a scimitar, which is cool. What else? Let's see here.
That's pretty cool.
I have a pretty good knowledge of history. What else? Oh, I know how to use navigator's tools. That can be useful. I'm kind of smart.
Smart.
That is interesting to think about that. My dude's like, I didn't
smart
even think yeah.
Smart, handsome, muscular, chiseled jaw.
I'm not the worst person to look at, and I can lift more than most people on my island.
What is your greatest weakness? He fakes you out like he was going to ask you a different question. He asked you the same question.
Right.
I don't have a lot of experience in venturing, so I'm a little inexperienced. That is probably my greatest weakness, but I mean, hopefully we can fix that problem. It'll finger gun the guy like...
Nice finger guns for days. Where do
you think people used to finger gun people in the medieval ages?
I don't think guns existed, so probably not. They probably
exactly. So right, like
they finger swords to each other. He says, "All right, Valen, where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
In 5 years, I expect to have accumulated a vast wealth of knowledge in the arcane, and to be considered one of the greatest adventurers in the Alliance.
That's a good goal.
I like how you talk shorter than it takes me to write things down, because that is different from your friends.
Forsooth, mine hero, how doth thou not...
He leans forward a little bit to you and kind of whisper mumbles to you, says, and, have you ever cannibalized anybody?
I mean, don't tell the Aarakocra, but I do eat birds. So like chicken and goose and things like that. So that might make them upset. But I've not ever cannibalized a
Do you eat
person.
Aarakocra?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Valen.
You're welcome.
Back to your spot. He looks at his notes and he says, "Thank you."
Well said.
Work
Yeah.
the adventure.
My dude's like, if I had been listening on what they were saying right now, I'd know exactly what they're saying. I'm amazing at listening in, I think. But he's talking to
He's not listening.
yeah, specifically not listening.
Thank you,
He's talking about how great he is at it.
Your applications have been will be considered. While we are reviewing your answers, you may go do some bullshit down there.